presentation, right?
No, just
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Much better.
Thank you for that introduction. Congressman Pittenger, thank you so much for the invitation. Lucas, brilliant, excellent. Did not know you sing, so that was a nice surprise. Distinguished guests, members of Parliament, my name is Combiz Abdolrahimi. I lead emerging technology innovation for Deloitte in the United States. Deeply honored to be here today with all of you, and want to thank the Parlamento for the invitation to speak in front of an esteemed audience. It's my privilege to be here in Panama, my first time to this beautiful country. As we gather here today, the world is rapidly changing, and we are witnessing an unprecedented transformation in the way we live, the way we work, and the way we interact with each other. The rapid pace of technological innovation and digital transformation has brought about a significant shift in our daily lives, and these changes have had a profound implication for many of the security challenges that we face within the region, the Western Hemisphere, and around the world. Today I want to talk about a topic that is both fascinating and highly relevant to our global economic leadership and competitiveness, but which can also pose many security challenges: the intersection of crypto or digital assets, artificial intelligence, and quantum. The growing adoption of these new and emerging technologies have the potential to revolutionize the way we do business, the way that we interact with one another, and even the way that we wage war. I spend a great deal of my time working on the issues at the intersection of national security, technology, and policy. I've served in the U.S. government as a regulator, as a policy advisor, national security attorney, and as well as a chief innovation officer. I'm very aware of the fact that these technologies, if they're misused or abused, could undermine our national security as well as our global security. As we move into the area of quantum, we are faced with a new set of challenges. The development of quantum has the potential to break existing encryption methods, leaving our data and communication vulnerable to interception and misuse. With the growing adoption of digital assets, we must also address the potential security implications from these new forms of transactions, including the risk of fraud, theft, lack of appropriate regulations, consumer protections, illicit and terrorist financing, and money laundering. Moreover, as AI continues to evolve, it has the potential to transform the way we approach security challenges. From automated threat detection to autonomous decision-making to combating malinformation, AI has the potential to enhance our security capabilities, but it also presents new risks that we must address. I believe these convergence of these technologies has the potential to transform our security landscape. And, we are here today in Panama. It's, strategic location, its favorable business environment, and growing technology sector is uniquely positioned to benefit from these innovations. One of the advantages of digital assets and blockchain technology, the underlying technology, is its ability to conduct transactions quickly, securely, and with greater transparency. This can help Panama and the region expand business opportunities by enabling faster and more efficient cross-border transactions, as well as providing new financing options for startups and small businesses. One of the advantages of AI is its ability to analyze vast amounts of data quickly and accurately. This can help expand business opportunities by providing deeper insights into consumer preferences, market trends, as well as operations. The use of AI can also enhance financial regulation by enabling better monitoring and identification of fraudulent activities. By leveraging AI-powered analytics, regulators can detect patterns and anomaly in transactions in real time, identify potential risks and threats, and take proactive measures to mitigate them. Furthermore, the use of digital assets can help Panama and the region to improve its regulatory frameworks by providing greater transparency, accountability in financial transactions, can also enhance its ability to monitor and regulate activities while reducing the risk of fraud and money laundering. The use of these technologies can help Panama and countries in the region to increase efficiency in various sectors, including logistics, transportation, and energy. By implementing blockchain-based systems for supply chain management, you can reduce inefficiencies and costs while enhancing transparency and traceability. Similarly, the use of blockchain and digital assets in the energy sector can help optimize energy distribution and advance Panama's global climate leadership. Panama is one of the very few carbon negative countries in the world. Another use case for digital assets is in the area of remittances. We are here in Panama. It's a recipient of remittances from citizens who are overseas, and the use of digital assets can help reduce transaction costs and provide a faster and more efficient way to transfer funds. Several exchanges and platforms have entered the market in recent years, and there's a growing interest in using digital assets as a means of payment and investment. Another area where blockchain technology is being used is in the management of public records. The government of Panama previously launched a blockchain-based platform, Registro Único de Empresas, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, which aims to streamline the process of registering a new business by reducing the time and paperwork required. The platform uses blockchain to provide a secure and transparent record of transactions, business registrations, which can be accessed by government officials and businesses, again, in real time. Moreover, the Panamanian government launched a regulatory sandbox program to test innovative fintech solutions, including those that are based on blockchain technology. So with all of these sort of advantages, there's obviously challenges to the adoption of blockchain and digital assets, crypto assets in Panama and throughout the region. One obstacle is lack of awareness and education about these new technologies, which can be difficult to build trust. Another is a lack of clarity around the regulatory framework for digital assets, and in many cases there are no regulatory frameworks in place because, again, these are new innovations, new technologies, and this can create uncertainty. It can prevent businesses from wanting to invest and create these sort of innovations and opportunities because there is no regulatory framework in place. So it's important that we approach this in the right way. Because when it comes down to it, we as technologists and investors in digital assets, and you as government and policymakers and legislators, we want the same things. We want to foster innovations that bring about better technology and better financial and citizen services to consumers and businesses, especially those who have been underserved or excluded. We want to provide appropriate consumer and investor protections. We want to ensure stability and security, and we want to root out crime and fraud, abuse, and we want to address national security concerns around anti-money laundering, terrorist financing, and ransomware. And I did want to talk about ransomware because there is a nexus to crypto and digital assets that is important to be said. Unfortunately today, cyber criminals almost always demand ransom payments in virtual currency, and they exploit vulnerabilities in our virtual currency sector to receive those payments. While ransom attacks have of course existed before digital assets, it's clear that these assets are a critical part of how ransomware has become such a pervasive threat. New technology, all these technologies have always been susceptible to criminal use. But the key question is how do we prevent the abuse of these technologies, right? Ransomware is not a crypto or digital assets problem in the same way that online fraud schemes are not the fault of the internet. Yes, the ability for criminals to access data online offers additional opportunities for bad actors to steal financial data, just as the unique characteristics of digital assets attract bad actors seeking the rapid cross-border movement of funds outside the traditional financial sector. But that's not a reason to get rid of online banking or cryptocurrencies. Instead, it's a reason to treat the misuse of cryptocurrencies for what it is, a cybercrime, a national security problem. And that's a problem that I think we can address together. Our ability to safeguard our national security and our global security rests in no small part on public-private partnerships. We in the private sector and those of you in government know that the future is increasingly digital. In fact, it is digital. Our goal is to ensure that the system is not only safe and secure, but that it benefits from these innovations of companies, of our young entrepreneurs, innovators, future innovators, that depend on us to put together pro-innovation policies and regulatory frameworks. So let's build on that future together. Thank you again for this opportunity and look forward to the conversations that follow. Thank you.